I'm not a mecha fan, but those 6 words can easily lead to anyone getting invested in the genre. It's what properly got me into the culture of anime. We've seen the Megazord fighting giant robots and monsters, but we only see it as a last resort by the villains. It's a team taking down the last phase of a Dark Souls boss fight. We don't see as much, the individual as the team fighting for the good of humanity. Gurren Lagann is one of those shows that I absolutely love. Gurren Lagann is, at the time of writing, the 84th best show on Mal. It's one of 2 shows I've given a 10 on the list. It's partially the reason Trigger exists. I guess it's the same guys who made, but 10 years later. Gurren Lagann isn't about a depression as much as it is about inspiration, giving people a reason to fight for what they believe in. And when certain characters speak, you feel like the voice actors are giving their all, showing the will to fight despite all the overwhelming odds for an original series they face. The second half of the show does take a large tonal shift from being about, some kid taking over the world to, preventing a multiversal threat from destroying the universe as a whole. When Kamina talks, you feel like you could take on the world. There isn't any denying it, really. His speeches, they're the same thing over and over again, repeated, but they're one of the reasons why I love the first 8 episodes, man. He's just a great personality that I love. And, he tries to stick into your mind as much as, he can. But, that's his goal. He wants you to believe in yourself as much as he believes in you. He's a Mr. Rogers of anime. Simon's originally just a character we see as, this foil to Kamina. He's weak, he doesn't know himself, he's cowardly, he's, you know, trying to hide from the rest of the world. He's afraid. But by the end of it, if you've seen it, you know the speech I'm talking about. He is able to get essentially the will of the universe into himself to pierce through the heavens and create beauty. After the events of what happens in episode 8, Nia enters the story, acting as a secondary foil to Kamina, still building on the messages, but instead of pulling Simon, she's pushing him to be better. Try and change the world in the best way you can. However, in the second half, she kind of drops off from being a character and becomes much more a messenger for the anti-spiral. Yoko is the catalyst for the series, because without her fighting the original Beastman that crashes into their village, Simon and Kamina probably wouldn't have left their town and defeated Lord Genome. She's also, the badass character that every child imagines their parents to be. It's really wholesome the way that her character evolves from person to person and creates a wonderful world despite a lot of the fan servicey moments that her character has. Overall, Gurren Lagann's just a great original story from Gainax that, allows its audience to change their views and hopefully become a better person. It's almost like it'll let you do the. Thanks for sitting through this. Subscribe.